Question 77.15. Questioner: the specific question that I had was that it seems to me that the choice was planned to create intense polarization past third density so that experience will be intense past third density. Is this correct? Answer: I am Ra. Given that our interpretation of your sound vibration complexes is appropriate, this is incorrect. The intensity of fourth density is that of the refining of the rough-hewn sculpture. This is, indeed, in its own way, quite intense, causing the mind, body, spirit complex to move ever inward and onward in its quest for fuller expression. However, in third density the statue is forged in the fire. This is a type of intensity which is not the property of fourth, fifth, sixth, or seventh densities. Question 77.16. Questioner: what I am really attempting to understand, since all of these 21 philosophical bases result in the 22nd, which is the choice, is why this choice is so important, why the Logos seems to put so much emphasis on this choice, and what function this choice of polarity has, precisely, in the evolution or the experience of that which is created by the Logos? Answer: I am Ra. The polarization or choosing of each mind, body, spirit is necessary for harvestability from third density. The higher densities do their work due to the polarity gained in this choice. Question 77.17. Questioner: would it be possible for this work of our density to be performed if all of the sub-Logos chose the same polarity in any particular expression or evolution of the Logos? Let us make the assumption that our Son created nothing but through the first distortion, positive polarity. There was no product except positive polarity. Would work then be done in fourth density and higher as a function of only the positive polarization evolving from the original creation of our sub-Logos? Answer: I am Ra. Elements of this query illustrate the reason I was unable to answer your previous question without knowledge of the Logos involved. To turn to your question, there were Logos which chose to set the plan for the activation of mind, body, spirit complexes through each true color body without recourse to the prior application of free will. It is, to our knowledge, only in an absence of free will that the conditions of which you speak obtain. In such a procession of densities you find an extraordinarily long, as you measure time, third density, likewise, fourth density. Then, as the entities begin to see the Creator, there is a very rapid, as you measure time, procession towards the eighth density. This is due to the fact that one who knows not, cares not. Let us illustrate by observing the relative harmony and unchanging quality of existence in one of your, as you call it, primitive tribes. The entities have the concepts of lawful and taboo, but the law is inexorable and all events occur as predestined. There is no concept of right and wrong, good or bad. It is a culture in monochrome. In this context you may see the one you call Lucifer as the true light-bringer, and that the knowledge of good and evil both precipitated the mind, body, spirits of this Logos from the Edenic conditions of constant contentment and also provided the impetus to move, to work and to learn. Those Logos whose creations have been set up without free will have not, in the feeling of those Logos, given the Creator the quality and variety of experience of itself as have those Logos which have incorporated free will as paramount. Thusly you find those Logos moving through the timeless states at what you would see as a later space-time to choose the free will character when elucidating the foundations of each Logos. Question 77.18. Questioner: I guess, under the first distortion, it was the free will of the Logos to choose to evolve without free will. Is this correct? Answer: I am Ra. This is correct. Question 77.19. Questioner: do the Logos that choose this type of evolution choose both the service to self and the service to others path for different Logos, or do they choose just one of the paths? Answer: I am Ra. Those, what you would call, early Logos which chose lack of free will foundations, to all extents with no exceptions, founded Logos of the service to others path. The, shall we say, saga of polarity, its consequences and limits, were unimagined until experienced. Question 77.20. Questioner: in other words, you are saying that originally the Logos that did not choose this free will path did not choose it simply because they had not conceived of it, and that later Logos, extending the first distortion farther down through their evolution, experienced it as an outcropping or growth from that extension of the first distortion. Am I correct in saying that? Answer: I am Ra. Yes. Question 77.21. Questioner: then did this particular logos that we experience plan for this polarity and know all about it prior to its plan? I suspect that this is what happened. Answer: I am Ra. This is quite correct. Question 77.22. Questioner: in that case, as a logos, you would have an advantage of selecting the form of acceleration, you might say, of spiritual evolution by planning what we call the major archetypical philosophical foundations and planning these as a function of the polarity that would be gained in third density. Is this correct? Answer: I am Ra. This is exquisitely correct. Question 77.23. Questioner: in that case, it seems that a thorough knowledge of the precise nature of these philosophical foundations would be of primary importance to the study of evolution of mind, body and spirit, and I would like to carefully go through each, starting with the mind. Is this agreeable with Ra? Answer: I am Ra. This is agreeable with two requests which must be made. Firstly, that an attempt be made to state the student's grasp of each archetype. We may then comment. We cannot teach learn to the extent of learned teaching. Secondly, we request that it be constantly kept before the mind, as the candle before the eye, that each mind, body, spirit complex shall and should and, indeed, must perceive each archetype, if you use this convenient term, in its own way. Therefore, you may see that precision is not the goal, rather the quality of general concept complex perception is the goal. Question 77.24. Questioner: now, there are several general concepts that I would like to be sure that we have clear before going into this process, and I will certainly adhere to the requests that you have just stated. When our logos designed this particular evolution of experience, it decided to use a system of which we spoke, allowing for polarization through total free will. How is this different from the logos that does not do this? I see the logos creating the possibility of increase in vibration through the densities. How are the densities provided for and set by the logos, if you can answer this? Answer: I am Ra. This shall be the last full query of this working. The psychic attack upon this instrument has, shall we say, left scars which must be tended, in our own opinion, in order to maintain the instrument. Let us observe your second density. Many come more rapidly to third density than others, not because of an innate efficiency of catalysis but because of unusual opportunities for investment. In just such a way, those of fourth density may invest third, those of fifth density may invest fourth. When fifth density has been obtained, the process takes upon itself a momentum based upon the characteristics of wisdom when applied to circumstance. The logos itself, then, in these instances provides investment opportunities, if you wish to use that term. May we inquire if there are any brief queries at this space-time? Question 77.25. Questioner: is there anything that we can do after this contact to increase the comfort as related to the psychic attack, or is there anything that we can do to make the instrument more comfortable and to improve the contact in the present situation? Answer: I am Ra. The faculties of healing which each has commenced energizing may be used. The entity may be encouraged to remain motionless for a period. As it will not appreciate this, we suggest the proper discussion. The physical appurtenance called the sensor was just a degree off, this having no deeper meaning. We do ask, for reasons having to do with the physical comfort of the instrument, that you continue in your careful efforts at alignment. You are conscientious. All is well. We leave you, my friends, in the glorious love and light of the one Creator. Go forth, therefore, rejoicing in the power and in the peace of the one infinite Creator. I am Ra. Adonai.